This video is meant to help you install the LQ Audio 960 Pro amplifier on the BMW F10 5 series. It is documenting the steps that I've taken when I've performed this install. From a complexity point of view, I'm seeing it as a medium job, one that requires the space and the time. It's not something that you will be able to perform in just a few hours. Also consider the fact that this install is the final step in us upgrading the sound system on the BMW F10. Watch the previous videos in which we are selecting the speakers, installing them, and preparing the scene for the last thing, which was the amplifier. If you want me to perform this type of job, or if you want to work with me on a different project, get in touch using the contact details in the description. That being said, let's play the video and see how the install goes. Now we're taking a look at how we are able to install this amplifier, the harness, and the two missing speakers. From what I was able to reverse engineer, we have that adapter that allows us to connect to our media unit. We will be taking signal from that loom using that bit of an adapter, bringing it to the amplifier. The amplifier does its stuff. This will be the output from our amplifier, and this output is giving us the following. It is giving us on the pink cable the right subwoofer, on the blue cable the left subwoofer, on the green wire we have the central speaker, and on the main harness it will bring signal back to our harness, and by using the vehicle's electric system it will send the power to the rest of the speakers. This being said, I'm going to start stripping and installing the things on the vehicle and see how it goes. Using my favorite grommet puller, 4 clips to go, and this should come out. 2-piece construction. I should have done this before removing the plate. With a 13mm, we are removing the hooks that are holding the back seat. That will allow us to remove the side panels and later place all the cables as OEM as possible. Time to undo the last 2 big bolts that are holding the back seat. For this I am using a T50 with an extension. We have removed back seats, we have removed boot lining. The plan is to remove also the side linings, and also I will be exploring the idea of using both sides, so the signal will go on one of the sides and the power out from the amplifier will go on the other side. I'm exploring that type of setup to make sure that everything is easier to install. I will be removing as much as possible from the trims to have more options. Now, T40, side hooks, and all the plastic trims from the back, and we see where we are after we remove these. A bit of a status update. We removed the lining in the back of the vehicle. We removed the back seats. Now I'm tempted of removing also the front seats to install the speakers underneath. We will need to remove the dash or the trim of the dash and the media unit to connect that harness, and explore if we remove any of the trims on the sides to allow for our harnesses to be placed. I'm exploring the idea of having one or having the two harnesses on different sides, so the signal going in front on one side and the signal coming back on the other side. Let's see how it goes. Seat back. Same tool as for the back seat, a T50. We will be lifting the seat and after that installing the subwoofer. I've moved the seat maximum front. I removed this little bit of trim because I'm searching for a pathway to take the left wire from this side. We should be able to find something underneath in this area, something that will allow me to take the wire from here to the other side so that I'm able to connect the other subwoofer. With the seat maximum in the front position, I'm taking the opportunity of undoing these rear bolts. Also note that to remove this trim, I had to remove the seal, the door seal. Now, seat back, we make sure that there isn't any wire harness that can get caught. And if I remember correctly, it also helps to lift it a little bit. Removing the subwoofers is a matter of lifting the seat. The 4 bolts that are holding the seat in place have been removed. We tilt the seat. We remove that plastic cover that will have 4 times T20 screws. Once that is removed, the carpet lifts away. We still have 2 10mm nuts. One is there and another one was over there. We undo those 2 ones. I've noticed that the duct for the air is also in the way, so this will need to be removed. those two nuts and our subwoofer will lift. We still have to undo this big coupler. Then after that the assembly is free to be removed, and later we are going to install the new speaker in it. Just removed the under seat subwoofer for the BMW F10. Quite an interesting setup. It has a straight connection to underneath the car, so that is our plastic under tray, and this has a drain hole and connects exactly to the outside of the vehicle. I will be installing a new subwoofer, placing some sound deadening material on the inside, and I've seen that other companies are placing a sound deadening material on the surface also, so we will be covering those steps. This is the before. Let's remove the subwoofer. We have 4 times T10 screws. This was the element that was doing the magic, and we will be replacing it with this. Looks like a straight fit, but before doing this I will place some sound deadening material to make sure that the sound is deeper and to make sure that we don't get any vibration, although it's a bit of overkill because I already have that material. It's quite handy to do it. I have some panel wipe from when I've done the ceramic coating. Anything alcohol based, anything as a degreaser should be quite helpful. Let's try to make a stencil. We have our stencil. We go and we cut it from the bigger sheet. We should be winning. One of the things that I've noticed while trying to fit the cover on top of the speakers is that something is not sitting properly. If you are able to take a look at this area, this cover is able to sit only in 2 or 3 places. The 4th one is not sitting properly. We can suspect that either this speaker is not built or it's not the BMW original sizing and spec. Either that, or we have different covers from standard speakers versus the Bang & Olufsen or premium sound systems. As a side note, the cover is still able to sit. Don't screw it in completely. So you still fit the same cover, but you'll fit it only using 3 screws rather than all 4 of them. And also another tip that I'm trying to, or that I've noticed that works, is not screw them completely. Allow a little bit of play. Although quite late, I'm still placing the wires in the vehicle. On the right hand side I'll be placing the output from the amplifier, and here on the left side I've placed and I'm tracing the wires that are bringing the input. I don't know if it is visible in the recording, but this is part of placing the harness, and I'll do a schematic to show the way that I placed it. It was quite hard to record, especially because the weather wasn't that nice. We are looking now at the final step, fitting the amplifier on the back of the BMW in the boot. The thing that I don't really enjoy is the fact that I will need to use self-drilling bolts, screws, and fit it to the metalwork. However, I'm using some spacers and limiting the amount of thread that is going inside of the metal. It's not going anywhere. Looking good, looking good. Some other things to consider. How do we power the amplifier? The amplifier will be using its provided wires. I've connected straight to the battery terminal, and for the other terminal I used chassis ground. There is a long explanation to this, but we don't have the time to cover that bit. In the box you'll find some blue plugs. They are meant to be connected to the couplers of your original subwoofers. One of the trickiest bits that you will have to perform is refit your media unit once you have placed the harness adapter. I found it quite challenging, and one of the tricks that helped me to achieve that was to remove the electrical tape that was holding in place the wires for the harness. So try that and see how it goes. The removal of the media unit has been covered in previous videos, so I will link one of those videos in the description and you can see how that is performed. The overall placement of the wires might be seen as something complex. To simplify this, I've done a schematic that will help you in doing this. I hope that this video helps. If you have ideas for future videos, let me know in the comments below, and I shall be seeing you in the next one.